Howdy folks, and welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the mighty Jingles. This is Creedude 29. Except for the remainder of this video, I'm going to be calling him Boris the Blade, in honour of the legendary character from Snatch who also goes by another title.
You mean Boris the sneaky fucking Russian?
Yes, that one. And why is Boris the Blade such a sneaky fucking Russian? Well, that's not actually a German tank. I mean, it is, it's a Panther, but it's a captured Panther. This is a rank 3 gift tank in the Soviet tech tree. And it's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look like this. And it's supposed to look like that so you don't end up getting shot by your teammates when you're playing War Thunder Simulator Ground Forces tank battles. Of course, the downside to that is that you are easily identifiable as a Soviet, not a German tank, to any German tanks on the enemy team. And this is why Boris the Blade is such a sneaky fucking Russian. Because he's covered his Panther in decals that effectively remove that Soviet camouflage and make it look like a regular German Panther once again. And that is why Boris the Blade is such a sneaky fucking Russian. With a camo scheme like this, and the enemy team, by the way, in this particular simulator battle, consist exclusively of German tanks. And they're gonna think twice before pulling the trigger when they see what looks to all intents and purposes like a regular German army Panther driving around the corner of this industrial facility in this War Thunder Combined Arms simulator battle. Well, okay, you'd like to assume that any German tanks that turn around the corner and see Boris are going to think twice before pulling the trigger, but, well, anybody who's played a War Thunder Ground Forces sim battle, driven around a corner, surprised a friendly tank and gotten team killed by them before they identified what it was they were shooting at will, well, yeah, you get the picture. But it's a good plan, and it should work. Of course, the downside to the plan is that once he gets into the thick of this industrial complex and his teammates lose sight of him, they're not going to know that he's on their team either. So this could have unintentionally hilarious consequences. But that's the risk you take when you dress your Russian tank up as a German tank and go into battle against German tanks. You can't have it both ways. But it is a good plan. More importantly, it's a funny plan, and it definitely deserves to work. So, nothing spotted as yet. This is simulator battle, of course, so your view is restricted to the view from the commander's cupola, using the commander's binoculars, or viewing the target through the gun sight. Nothing spotted yet. Keeping an eye open for muzzle flashes, trees falling, puffs of smoke, all that sort of thing. Nope, nothing here. Let's move on and find something to misbehave with. Oh, somebody just got shot. I think it's the Hellcat. The Hellcat just took a hit from something. Okay. Let's go and find out what's shooting at the Hellcat. Oh, it's a Tiger II. Positively ID'd. Switch to the gun sight view. Steady the muzzle. And did that take him out? That did, and that took out the Tiger II. So the Tiger II is now thinking, what the hell? Dude, I'm on your team. Assuming he even saw Boris in the first place. And it looks like the Hellcat has repaired and has pulled back, so good stuff. Wait, no. T-34, don't shoot. I'm on your team. You can see the T-34's looking at him and thinking, hang on a minute. But, no, I recognise you from the start of the match. That's, oh crap, a Tiger. Now, of course, the Tiger's just come around the corner. He's got a Panther and a T-34 sitting in front of him. So right now he's thinking, what? Well, that shot didn't take him out. So Boris fires off his smoke grenades, closes in, and finishes him off. So that T-34 now knows, if he was ever in any doubt, to watch out for the yellow Panther and don't shoot him. Of course, that could have unintentionally hilarious consequences for that T-34 if he comes around a corner, sees a yellow Panther, and it's not Boris. So things are getting very, very complicated for both teams here. Anyway, the bluff is working for now. That's 2 down, several more to go. 1 Tiger 2 and 1 Tiger. Sent to that big scrapyard in the sky. Who else can we... Oh, hang on. Yep, Tiger. Switches to the gun sight, snaps a shot off. I think that did hit, but I don't think it took him out. And that is an asshole. Now that thing has the Tiger 2's 88mm gun. Very, very dangerous, but of course he sees a Panther in front of him. He hesitates. That allows Boris to get the first shot off. And I think he must have disabled his gunner, because he's not firing back. And with only 10mm of armour, the second shot finishes off the job. Oh, hang on a second. There's yet another Tiger. The Tiger naturally thinking, what the hell, that's one of ours, which once again allows Boris to get the first shot off, but the Tiger is not going to stay fooled for long. He takes the shot from the Tiger's gun on his upper glacis, and his second shot finishes him off as well. But what about that first Tiger? Yep, there he is. You can see the trees falling and the smoke from his engines. Boris aims up and sets his engine on fire. Might not be enough to take him out, so he lines up for a second shot, and that one finishes the job. So what is that now? That's 3 Tigers, 1 Tiger 2 and a Nassau. It's 5 kills. Oh, something's shooting at him. I think it's another Nassau. And that shot didn't take him out. And, well, that guy clearly isn't falling for it. He knows not to trust the Yellow Panther, and remember, he does have the Tiger 2's 88mm gun, which is entirely capable of killing a Panther at these kind of ranges. So, as they say in Soviet Russia, bugger that ski, we're off to find somebody who hasn't yet heard the punchline. Nothing spotted over there. Anything around this corner? Nothing in the immediate vicinity, but there's something in the field over there, so he switches to the binocular view, and it's an assault. Now remember, this is the binocular view. This is simulating the commander sitting up in the commander's cupola, peering through the binoculars. So it's a higher elevation than the gun sight view. For that, he's going to need to peek out around the corner. Where did he go? Oh my god, it's a Ferdinand. He pumps a shot right through the cheek plate, which is only 80mm thick, takes out the machine gunner, sets the engine on fire, and the shell fragments potentially also injured the driver. Now that hasn't actually knocked the Ferdinand out, but he's not going anywhere and he doesn't have a turret, so he's helpless. And here comes an actual German Panther, and he's like, dude, what hit you? And Boris is all, that would be me. And now to finish off this crippled Ferdinand. Remember that cheek plate there? It's only 80mm thick. So you're going to penetrate it, because it's completely flat at this kind of angle. You will penetrate it every time. But this Ferdinand's tougher than we thought. Takes a third shot, sets the engine on fire again, and that still hasn't finished off this poor Ferdinand. But Boris has taken fire from somewhere. There's something shooting at him from just over that slag heap. So he pumps a shot in the general direction of the incoming fire, then moves to take cover behind this poor helpless Ferdinand. He's just begging to be put out of his misery at this point. Oh, that looks like an enemy Panther who's obviously not falling for the I'm on your side honest joke. Boris finally finishes off the Ferdinand. Now, it's providing cover, but it's not going to provide cover forever. As soon as the driver of that Ferdinand switches to another vehicle, hey presto, it's gone. He's sitting in the open, and he has a Panther shooting at him. Now, he hit him, did some kind of damage, but I don't know if he knocked him out. So he moves forward, checks his flank is secure, and takes cover behind the slag heap. Switches to the binocular view just to make sure nobody's going to snipe him from over there when he pops out to engage this Panther. And he's just about to do it when somebody drops a really, really big bomb on him. Up until this point, Boris, the sneaky fucking Russian, has been having a jolly old time at the German team's expense, but that whole I'm on your side honest thing works both ways. That's a T-44 behind him, and coming in for a strafing run overhead, I think, is a yak. And those things can carry bombs, can't they? Oh shit. Well, that was close, but it's the T-44 behind him, who's obviously not in on the joke, who's already crippled him by putting a shot into his engine, and Boris, the bullet dodger, finally fails to dodge the bullet. But still, you can't really complain. That's something of an occupational hazard if you're going to dress your Soviet tank up to look like a German tank. And the joke was good for 7 kills while it lasted. So Boris isn't complaining, he definitely got his money's worth out of the camo that he draped over the turret of this Soviet tank to make it not look like a Soviet tank. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.